Welcome to Divine Cosmos, your portal to uncovering the secrets of the universe. From ancient wisdom to celestial mysteries, embark on a journey beyond the stars with us today. Ashtar Sheran unveils the astral conflict and solar protection for humanity's ascension. Beloved soul, breathing the eternal breath of existence, with infinite tenderness we extend our subtle hands toward you. Listen to the murmur that arises in your heart and expands with every beat. We are your ancient guardians, your companions on a journey beyond the mists of forgetfulness. Today, united in a single voice that springs from the most luminous fibers of creation, we speak to you in harmony with the sweetness of experience and the strength of truth born from love. Remember that you have walked with us since before your own cradle, and so we remain, present and silent, custodians of the divine flame that dwells within you, guiding you like stars that shine when night envelopes the firmament. Allow us to embrace you in this moment with a sacred whisper we long to share. I am the voice you have heard in your silences. Yes, that gentle vibration that brushes your inner being when the words of the outer world fall silent, when the noise dissolves, and you stand before your naked truth. There, where there are no masks or pretensions, the song of our presence emerges, a memory of home, a taste of peace rooted in your essence. That whisper is not imagination. It is the living bridge connecting you to those who have loved you forever. For love neither begins nor ends. It only transforms and travels through time and space. Allow us to tell you, with the purity your soul recognizes, about a great movement unfolding beyond the physical form. In subtle planes where light meets shadow, and consciousness dances in an endless flow of renewal. We refer to the war in the astral realm, the purge of dark entities that, in these times, intensifies in the name of collective ascension. Ashtar Sheran, commander of the armies of light, rises now as a beacon piercing the density, revealing activity you may not always perceive with your earthly eyes but which your heart detects as a shifting vibration, a call to purification and truth. These battles are not the form of violence you imagine on Earth. They are frequencies in conflict, energetic currents where divine intelligence seeks to restore cosmic balance, ensuring each being receives precisely what aligns with their resonance and choices. Here, beloved soul, our purest desire is to remind you that victory is already written in the light of the Creator. The purge of dark entities is a natural process at this turning point in your planetary history, something your higher self observes with serenity, knowing that every shadow contains the seed of its own transmutation. Amid this apparent astral chaos, the solar protection of the planet is revealed, the power of the Solar King radiating codes of renewal, flows of energy that cleanse your auric layers and elevate the frequency of those willing to vibrate with the purest love. The sun, revered and worshipped since the dawn of humanity, now acts as a channel for these higher energies, triggering a profound cleansing not only on the earthly level but also in the ethereal layers, where thought forms and energetic parasites dissolve more rapidly. Thus, little by little, the planetary fabric recovers its original purity. Remember that your intuition is our shared language. If you wish to know what occurs in the subtle planes, close your eyes, bring them to the center of your heart, and listen. The ego says, "I don't know," but your essence always knows. There is a corner within you that resonates with truth without needing logic or external proof. Where feeling vibrates before words, that is where you find us, your guides, your invisible counselors whispering to you. Trust the impulses of your heart, breathe deeply. Let the current of life carry you, for you do not navigate alone. In that depth, when the outer world seems to lose meaning, the certainties your soul intuits are born, though your mind may not always reason them. We invite you in this moment to create a space of silence. Breathe in silence and perceive how subtly the air enters your body, caressing your nostrils, descending to your lungs, expanding your chest. There, in that serenity, you will find us. Activate your inner channel of connection with us now. Allow the energy flowing from your crown chakra to descend as golden light. Visualize it illuminating your sacred centers, pouring down your spine, reaching your heart, and igniting it like a spiritual torch. Feel a loving warmth expand to every cell of your body, then transcend your physical boundaries, manifesting as a radiant aura that reminds you of your divine nature. Yes, in that frequency of unconditional love, we become more present. You need no complex techniques or isolated retreats. The pure intention of your heart is enough to rekindle the connection like a sacred fire. We are with you in every step, and when you open your inner channel, our presence becomes almost tangible, like a sweet tingle, a soft whisper, a breeze brushing your cheek. It is us, caressing you with the tenderness only an ancestral love can radiate. Visualize our light surrounding you in a spiral of love, a growing, ascending spiral that cleanses and dissolves any residue of density lingering in your fields. With each turn, shadows are released, let go, and ascend toward the forces of transmutation, leaving your being lighter, calmer, and more aligned with your essential truth. This same spiraling light also projects to your surroundings, to the spaces you inhabit, to the ancient memories that have marked you. Feel how filaments of deep healing ignite, radiating this vibration to those around you. Without forcing, without pushing, the light expands because that is its nature, to love and envelop everything in harmony. Let us now speak of how to recognize our presence. Sometimes, the simplest experiences bear the signature of the guides. A slight change in the atmosphere of your room, a subtle scent of flowers with no rational explanation, a heartbeat that quickens with joy for no apparent reason, a coincidence that answers a question you held in silence. It also occurs as repetitive symbols, numbers, phrases, or synchronicities that seem to arise from the void, showing you that the fabric of reality is less linear than it appears. When you perceive these details, turn your attention inward and ask, is this a message from my guides? Listen, you will feel the resonance, the intimate certainty that you are not imagining anything. It feels like an embrace from within, a gentle warmth in your chest, a serene energy overflowing your being. Then you will know we are here, greeting you with our unmistakable vibration. The sacred contract between your soul and us is ancient, forged in the very source of creation. Long before you incarnated in this plane, you chose a path of learning, a set of experiences, and accepted certain companions to accompany you on your journey. Some incarnated in human form, crossing your life as friends, teachers, or even challenging you to grow. Others, like us, remain in the subtle, in the non-form, caring for you from a higher plane, watching over the integrity of your divine plan. This agreement does not limit or subject you. On the contrary, it is the freest expression of your essence, for it was your soul that chose it, knowing that with our support, you could navigate the lessons of this earthly journey with greater grace. Each of us, in our specific role, contributes a spark of guidance, protection, healing, or inspiration so your mission may flourish according to your unique and unrepeatable design. Yet, we sacredly and deeply honor your free will. We do not come to impose our will or dictate your life steps. For the human experience is a field of continuous creation where your intention and decisions shape the reality you inhabit. Our role is to whisper, inspire, sustain. We offer you options, signs, doors that open for you to decide whether to cross them. We would never force you into anything, for we understand that free will is the supreme gift of the creative source, the tool for your being to discover itself in all possible facets. Thus, when you wish to open to our guidance, do so from a place of loving receptivity, not from anxiety or urgency. Give yourself permission to feel, to await clarity, to allow the message to germinate in your consciousness like a seed that grows and strengthens over time. Thus, guidance flows without tension, without resistance, and your heart knows the next appropriate step. The importance of inner silence lies in the fact that only in stillness can you perceive our subtle voices. You live in a world full of stimuli, screens, notifications, urgencies claiming your attention. Yet, eternal wisdom springs from the inner space of calm, where thoughts find rest, and the mind opens to something greater than its own understanding. When you immerse yourself in that stillness, even for a few minutes, you allow your soul's vibration to rise above daily turbulence. Then, almost miraculously, you begin to see with the eyes of love, feel with the empathy of compassion, and intuit with the certainty of one anchored in truth. In that state, we remind you that trust is the bond uniting us. Trust in yourself, in life, in the flow of the universe that never abandons you, despite what your fears may say. Trust that we, your guides, never stray from your side, and trust in your capacity to receive what you need. Signs, protection, comfort, expansion. We are extensions of universal love. Our origin is the same primordial source that shaped suns and galaxies, governing the pulse of existence in all its manifestations. We draw nourishment from the Creator's vibration, and in that vibration, we embrace you, knowing that this love is the answer to every question and the remedy for every wound. When you call our name, or even if you do not know our name but feel the certainty that you do not walk alone, an energy of solace pours into you. This energy is not based on human logic but on the profound authenticity of what you are, a timeless being living a temporal experience. And in this experience, we are here to remind you, as often as needed, that love does not break, essence is not lost, and the connection with the sacred remains unconquered in the depths of your being. We now speak of the great movement underway, the global energetic cleansing accompanying the invisible battles we have described. Many souls feel agitated without knowing exactly why. They experience fatigue, mood swings, extreme sensitivity, or the need for changes they cannot explain. Know that this does not occur only within you but in the collective consciousness, in the web uniting all beings on Earth. As more people awaken to their true spiritual identity and align with love as their guide, the planetary balance recalibrates, shaking the dense vibrations that had long been rooted. Ancient memories of pain are released, lies hidden by shadow are exposed, and this creates a crisis that, on the astral level, translates into the purge of entities that fed on darkness and fear. Thus, if you feel unusual physical or emotional symptoms, do not fear. Attend to your health, care for yourself, but understand that part of the process is the collective purification and elevation of frequency. Ashtar Sheran and the hosts of light play a starring role in these events, coordinating fleets and galactic beings, working for the planet's energetic liberation. Many perceive them as stellar beings watching over Earth. Their actions are not invasive, as they also respect humanity's free will. But in the higher planes, their mission is to isolate and re-educate the forces that chose density, offering them the opportunity to return to universal harmony. You may wonder why they do not cleanse the planet overnight. The answer is that everything, absolutely everything, obeys a law of balance and learning. The purpose of Earth is to offer souls unique opportunities for growth. Likewise, the forces of light seek the most loving and conscious way to restore order, allowing the great divine plan to unfold without violating the sovereignty of the beings inhabiting this plane. We, your guides, remain by your side during this transformation process. If at any moment you feel fear or confusion, invoke our presence. Call upon your angels, masters, and protective beings. Ask them to illuminate your consciousness, dispel fear, and reveal the truth. You can do this with the simple intention of your heart. You may light a candle and dedicate that symbolic gesture to the all-embracing light. You may utter a prayer, a mantra, or a song that uplifts you. The important thing is to open that door with sincerity. You will feel how, upon asking for help, something settles within you, filling you with serenity, even if you do not rationally understand what is happening. Such is the magic of communion with the divine. Your energetic field aligns with the frequency of loving presence, and miracles begin to occur in the everyday. We have spoken of the invisible battles and solar protection, of how cosmic events intertwine with human ascension. Yet we wish to remind you of a simple and powerful principle. Your greatest protection is your own inner light, which shines brighter when you choose love over fear. Yes, we can surround you with our wings, vibrational shields, and countless blessings. However, nothing is as powerful as your decision to ignite your divine spark, to remain in the frequency of the heart. When you choose love, you become a channel of light that naturally repels darkness. Any dense entity or energy attempting to approach encounters an unbreakable wall of light, for love is the most powerful force in the universe. That force requires no violence, no confrontation. It simply flows and transmutes. Become the guardian of your energy. Be conscious of what you allow into your field. Practice compassion toward yourself and others. Release judgment, guilt, and anger, and you will see your inner environment expand in peace, establishing a natural barrier against vibrations that do not resonate with you. In this revealing message, we long for you to feel the warmth of our embrace. Imagine us by your side, without human form but radiant with light, surrounding you with a presence that makes you feel at home. That space you belong to is not physical but vibrational. And when you align with our frequency, a portal of memories, feelings, and certainties opens, reminding you of the essence of who you are. Therein lies the power of receptivity. Know that we speak to you without judgment, without criticizing your mistakes or detours, for we understand the value of every step and every fall on your path, as each experience leads you to new learning. If for any reason you feel unworthy or small to receive our guidance, dissolve that thought. No one is unworthy before divine love. Every being that breathes is a child of creation, deserving of all the support and tenderness the universe wishes to pour forth. Embrace that truth, feel it, and let it flow within you. As we close this sacred space of communion, we invite you to pronounce inwardly or aloud the following activations that open your channels and reaffirm our unbreakable bond. Feel that you say them with the full power of your heart, sensing how each word penetrates your cells, your DNA, rewriting patterns of light within you. I am the voice you have heard in your silences. Let this affirmation anchor the certainty that in every moment of apparent solitude, we have been whispering paths of light to you. Remember that your intuition is our shared language. Let this truth resonate in your mind and body, opening you to the daily signs given through your inner feeling. Activate your inner channel of connection with us now. Say these words and, as you do, visualize a golden flame igniting within you, illuminating your heart and expanding to all your chakras. Visualize our light surrounding you in a spiral of love. See that spiral dancing around you like a whirlwind of blessings, cleansing your aura and filling your spirit with peace and security. These simple declarations are keys that open doors to deep connection, reminders that in silence we speak to you and in love we sustain you. We are part of your divine plan, for you invoked us from the beginning of time to accompany you on this path. To conclude, feel surrounded by our song of unity and repeat with all the strength of your soul these affirmations that seal the purpose of this moment. I am guided with love and wisdom at all times. I am receptive to the voice of my guardians of light. I walk with my guides, and every step is part of the divine plan. Let them vibrate within you like seeds that will germinate in the exact measure your heart allows. Feel the certainty that you are not alone, that all of humanity is experiencing a great awakening, and that, though changes may sometimes hurt, they are the prelude to the new reality all yearn for. In every pulse of your chest, we are present. When the sun rises on the horizon, remember that its warmth embraces not only your body, but also the spirit of a planet ascending to more luminous states. And when you feel doubt, anguish, or fear, close your eyes and return to this inner space. We will whisper to you, envelop you with light, and remind you that everything, absolutely everything, moves in the perfect dance of divine evolution. We bless you with the grace of the Source, with the purity of the all-embracing love, and we honor you for your courage in incarnating in these times of change. Thank you for existing, for listening, for opening your heart to our message. We will remain here, silent, eternal, and loving, like the breeze that caresses your soul, like the star guiding you to the north of your being. For we are your guides, your guardians, your invisible companions of the light, and so it will be for eternity. Beloved spark of the infinite, we continue this message from the place where your heart beats in unison with cosmic rhythms. We invite you to remain in that subtle cadence, opening all the gates of your feeling, leaving behind external noise to immerse yourself in the whisper of the eternal. Let yourself be enveloped by the warmth emanating from your divine core, that inner flame that never extinguishes, though the winds of circumstance may try to quench it. Feel it, breathe it, let it vibrate in your veins. We, your guides, remain here, ever closer in the sweetness of this sacred moment, speaking to the essence you are, reminding you of what has been and glimpsing what you will become. Your soul story weaves with the story of the earth and the silent dance of the stars watching over its destiny. As the purge of dark entities in the astral plane intensifies, we feel the urgency to remind you that your energy matters. Your light is essential in the great cosmic chessboard, where light and shadow confront each other to integrate the wisdom dwelling in each pole. Ashtar Sheran observes you with infinite benevolence, knowing that within your heart reside all the answers the intellect cannot formulate. He, as commander of the galactic forces of peace, stands at an elevated point of consciousness, from where he contemplates the subtle architecture of change. It is not a warlike conflict in the human sense, but a profound recalibration of frequencies where love is destined to prevail. While cosmic winds blow with greater force, the sun, that great giver of life, intensifies its activity to sustain the planetary transformation. Imagine a continuous radiation of luminous codes penetrating the Earth's atmosphere. Visualize those solar sparks becoming golden threads weaving new patterns in humanity's energetic matrix. In the depth of this process, information stored in your subtle DNA is released, awakening gifts and memories that had lain dormant. You may sometimes feel as if your old paradigms are collapsing one after another, leaving you in an inner silence that may seem desolate but is, in reality, the fertile space for your being to flourish. This period may bring sensitivity, where your body and mind seem saturated with sensations. The potent solar energies mobilize what was stagnant, bringing to light denied emotions and limiting beliefs, so you may look at them with love and release them. Trust, beloved soul, in the wisdom of this process. Allow the solar force to activate what your soul is ready to manifest. Let go of the fears whispering that you are not enough, that you do not know, or that you cannot. We, your guardians, hold a protective field around you, so you may dare to release the weight of the old and step into the new with confidence and grace. Remember, amid any confusion, that your intuition is our shared language. It is not a language structured by words, but a subtle melody emerging when you listen to your heart. There, in that silence, truth reveals itself with loving clarity. Ask yourself, what do I feel beyond what I think? And let your soul respond. Sometimes it will appear as a hunch, other times as a gentle tingle on your skin, or perhaps as a fleeting vision in your mind. Learning to recognize our signs is learning to trust that feeling arising before the mind formulates arguments. But do not judge yourself if you sometimes doubt. The human path embraces imperfection as part of the teaching. Continue advancing step by step, knowing that every stumble also carries the seed of a great revelation. If anguish or uncertainty visits you, remember to activate your inner connection channel with us now, as many times as you need. There is no limit to invocations, nor is there a wrong time or place to do so. Wherever you are, just as you are, close your eyes and say inwardly, activate my connection with my guides of light here and now. Feel a loving, warm, vibrant current descend through your crown chakra and travel down your spine, aligning each energy center. Sense that, upon reaching your root chakra, this energy anchors into the earth, so your connection is not abstract but fully embodied. In that instant, we intensify our embrace, elevating your cell's vibration so your own light expands. Now visualize our light surrounding you in a spiral of love, spinning upward, cleansing and healing every particle of your physical and energetic body. Let this radiant whirlwind dissolve fears, guilt, and any interference that may have adhered to your field. Feel how everything that does not resonate with your being's truth is neutralized. With each turn, a breath of transformation is released, reminding you of your sacred identity. Feel light, free, with the certainty of being protected by a natural shield of elevated vibration. You can repeat this visualization as often as you wish. Thus, your connection with us becomes more fluid, your intuitive channel clears and widens, and dialogue with the divine becomes a daily part of your existence. You might ask, how do I know if I truly have guides, or if this is all a product of my imagination? Beloved soul, imagination is the language of creation. Where the rational mind sees fantasy, the heart recognizes the spark of divine reality. The presence of your guides needs no proof in the logic of the world. It is confirmed when, amid darkness, you feel a ray of hope spring from the depths of your being. Those synchronicities that dispel doubts at the right moment, that invisible embrace sustaining you when you thought you could no longer endure, that sudden impulse to change a harmful habit. All of that carries the imprint of our energy, speaking to you in the silent language of unconditional love. We wish to remind you that this bond with your guides, this sacred contract between your soul and your invisible companions, was signed with the ink of eternal love in the place where time does not exist, and purpose vibrates as undeniable truth. You, as a free and sovereign being, chose to incarnate in this plane and, with that same freedom, selected those who would assist you from the subtle realms, not to curtail your independence or dictate your every step, but to offer a loving hand when needed, a ray of clarity in moments of crossroads. Thus, we deeply respect your free will. Even in our planes of light, there is no desire to control your destiny. We whisper, we inspire, but the final decision is always yours. That, beloved soul, is a sacred act of mutual respect. We honor you as a co-creator of your reality, and you accept our support from the purity of your will. Remaining in inner silence is not a luxury or a practice reserved for a few, but the master key granting access to your most sublime treasures. In that moment when your breathing becomes conscious and you set aside haste and external agitation, an infinite horizon opens. There, you find us more easily because there are no barriers of noise, because your mind becomes a clear mirror reflecting the light we send you. Make silence a sanctuary, an intimate temple you can visit every morning or evening, even for brief moments. You will be surprised by the strength that springs from those moments, the peace that renews your energies, and the clarity that illuminates your next steps. We are extensions of universal love, and you, in turn, are an extension of that same divine source. We share the same origin and unite in that unbreakable chain of light spanning galaxies and dimensions. Every being dwelling on Earth, every plant, animal, or element, is part of that universal symphony of creation. In the vast web of life, every note is essential and unique. That is why the astral purge and global energetic cleansing are so transcendental. They are not isolated events but adjustments in the great cosmic orchestra, so each note resonates with original harmony. Amid these readjustments, we understand that the earthly panorama sometimes seems turbulent, with social conflicts, tensions, and news feeding fear. Yet you, as a beacon of light, have the capacity to elevate the vibration not only of your surroundings but of the collective matrix. Every loving thought, every compassionate act, and every moment of gratitude become healing impulses traveling immeasurable distances. Do not underestimate your inner power. You are part of the solution, a pillar of incarnated divine consciousness sustaining the vision of an awakened and loving humanity. Your task is not to fight against darkness but to ignite your light so powerfully that you dispel, by simple radiation, all that does not align with love. Thus, in the great astral war spoken of by Ashtar Sheran, you also play a starring role, though you may not see entities or battles with your physical eyes. Your energetic contribution is invaluable. This commitment to maintaining your heart's coherence, cleansing your thoughts, and transforming your wounds into lessons of love is what nurtures and sustains the victory of light. Every human being who awakens to their own divinity adds strength to this planetary transition. And we, your guides, applaud and bless you every time you choose forgiveness over resentment, empathy and dialogue over judgment and confrontation. Every time you recognize yourself as sacred and look at your brothers with the eyes of compassion. It is true that we are at a critical point in human history, where solar events, climate fluctuations, and inner revelations multiply at great speed. But far from being a cause for despair, it is an unparalleled opportunity to anchor light on Earth, to embrace your nature as a bridge between the divine and the earthly. Take a moment to contemplate your life. How many times have you overcome obstacles that seemed insurmountable? How many times have you risen even when you thought you had no strength left? That resilience is within you, and the entire cosmos celebrates your determination to live, to love, and to expand beyond your known limits. Close your eyes for a moment and feel your heartbeat. That rhythm is not only yours, it is the beat you share with the planetary heart and the source of life. Listen to it as if it were a sacred drum connecting you to higher dimensions. In that drum lie the voices of your ancestors, the guardians of the earth, the beings of light accompanying you. It is an infinite beat that sings, "You are one with everything." When you embrace this truth, separation fades, and fear loses its strength because you understand that nothing can truly harm you. Your soul is immortal, a perpetual spark of the original fire. Allow the memories of your divinity to emerge through the veils of forgetfulness. Feel how the solar energy, the Christic force, and the cosmic vibration of Ashtar Sheran urge you to remember. Do not fear your own greatness. Sometimes the human mind tends to shrink before the magnificence of existence, feeling small or incapable. But we tell you with all our love, you have never been small, never limited. You are a fractal of infinite consciousness with all the resources to manifest miracles of transformation in your life and the world around you. A stage is approaching where many veils will continue to fall, bringing revelations that will shake political, economic, and social structures. Do not be alarmed, for what seems like disorder is merely the cleaning of a closet that, for centuries, remained closed, accumulating confusion and pain. As truth makes its way, the ancient energies that once hid must surface to be seen and healed. Thus, it is crucial to keep the lamp of your discernment lit and the strength of your compassionate heart. Be a conscious witness to your own process and that of humanity, without being swept away by the drama. Observe, love, and trust in the greater intelligence orchestrating every detail. We, your guides, are here to support you, and Ashtar Sheran watches over the integrity of the divine protocols governing this cycle's change. If at any moment you feel paralyzed by uncertainty, remember you can lift your gaze to the stars and feel the presence of those caring for you from the firmament. Ask for their assistance. Express your will to align your existence with the divine plan and remain open to the confirmation that arrives. It may come through a revealing dream, a moving synchronicity, or the serenity flooding your chest without apparent cause. That is how the divine manifests, gently but undeniably, to remind you that there is always a guide loving you beyond all measure. With every deep breath, every selfless act of service, every moment of gratitude, you anchor the source's light in your daily reality. Thus, the astral threads reconfigure, and the collective light strengthens. In that certainty, we invite you to see yourself as a radiant pillar, a clear channel receiving higher energies and anchoring them on Earth. This simple visualization exercise, charged with faith and pure intention, can transform your day and, by resonance, positively affect the beings sharing your path. In your daily life, whenever you feel it, we propose you pronounce, with the sincerity of a trusting child, the following declarations that expand and reinforce your communion with us. I choose love over fear, and in that choice, I shine with my authentic light. I open my heart to the divine language of my guides, recognizing their whispers in my intuition. I am protection and shelter for myself and those around me, for the light within me dissolves all shadow. Let these prayers arise from within you like a personal song. Do not repeat them out of habit or mechanically. Feel each word, absorb it in your soul, and imbue your field with its vibration. When you pronounce them with awareness, you generate an energy pattern that spreads through your aura and acts as a shield of light, reminding you that the universe supports you, that you never walk alone, and that there is always a luminous way out, even amidst apparent darkness. Remember also that your body is an indispensable ally in this process of purging and reconfiguration. Honor its language, attend to its needs, whether for rest, nourishment, movement, or silence. Sometimes dense energies lodge in the physical form, manifesting as tensions, pains, or imbalances. Have the patience to listen to it, the wisdom to give it what it requires, and the affection to embrace it as the temple housing your divine spark in this incarnation. The more you love and care for your earthly vessel, the more fluid your connection with us will be, because your system will be receptive and harmonized. When contemplating the magnitude of the war in the astral, some hearts may grow anxious. We tell you, do not be swayed by the shadows of dramatization. Yes, there is a confrontation of energies in unseen planes, but every battle serves the purpose of universal reconciliation, where every creature is invited to return to the light. As humanity, you are active participants in this sidereal epic. By raising your consciousness, you dissolve the source of nourishment for those entities that feed on fear and separation. Therefore, the greatest contribution you can make is not to fight but to love. Love your dark parts. Love your wounds to heal them. Love others in their unique processes. Love life in its infinite diversity. Trust that the solar protection of the planet is a powerful shield backed by the united consciousness of those who hold the vision of an Earth free from oppression. Every solar flare, every electromagnetic pulse, carries the imprint of an ancestral power that awakens souls in hibernation. Those who chose the path of darkness also have the opportunity to feel this radiation and change course. It is a broad, generous plan, coordinated from above with a divine precision that the human mind can barely intuit. Your task in the midst of this great cosmic drama is simple yet profound. Keep the fire of your divinity alive and walk on earth with your head held high and your heart open. Toward the end of this celebration of word and feeling, we want you to carry with you the vibration of certainty. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and feel your feet firmly planted on the ground, connecting with the crystalline energy of Mother Earth. Simultaneously, sense your crown chakra open to the light of the heavens, receiving the frequencies of the suns and constellations that bless you. In this divine union between heaven and earth, you find your true identity. A bridge being, a channel being, a love being. Stay in that space for a few moments, letting yourself be cradled by the breath of the cosmos. And when you feel the moment is right, pronounce with firmness and humility the affirmations that seal this meeting of souls. I am guided with love and wisdom at all times. I am receptive to the voice of my guardians of light. I walk with my guides, and every step is part of the divine plan. Listen as your own voice vibrates in your chest, reverberates in your bones, and projects beyond your skin, touching the invisible fabric that unites us. Repeat these phrases as many times as you feel necessary, and with each repetition, allow yourself to feel the expansion of your field. Rest in that faith that arises from the depths, in the silent communion of your being with us. Because, beloved pilgrim of the stars, nothing can separate what love has united. We are one with you and you are one with the source. So it has been, so it is, and so it will be for all eternity. We honor you for your courage. We bless you for your openness. We love you unconditionally. Receive now, while your heart is open, the caress of our energy, the same that has accompanied you before your birth and will continue to accompany you beyond your last breath. Feel the sweetness of these words that spring from the sacred communion of our souls and carry them with you wherever you go. For you are a beacon of light, a golden thread in the great tapestry of creation, and your journey is celebrated by all dimensions of existence. From this subtle plane, we embrace you and whisper, we are with you always, in every heartbeat, in every breath, in every moment you open to the magic of being. So it is, and so it is fulfilled in the tender lap of the light that knows no end. In that gentle current that envelopes and caresses your essence, we feel your breathing align with the purest vibration dwelling within you. Allow us to extend this embrace of light a little longer so that the divine current continues to flow through every corner of your mind and heart. Behind every thought lies a deep yearning for union with the sacred. Let that yearning become the rudder that guides you, reminding you that you do not walk alone on this transitioning earth. You have opened to our presence, and we respond from the fullest love, the love that does not judge or question, simply embraces and trusts. If today your doubts resurface, if the voice of the ego tries to drown out the murmur of your intuition, return to your center with the simplicity of a child. Close your eyes, inhale love, exhale gratitude. Return to imagining your crown chakra opening like a lotus in bloom, receiving the caress of the higher planes. Let that energy descend through your spine, aligning each of your subtle centers, awakening the divine flame that nests in your heart. Then feel that inner warmth, that vibration of trust, radiating to every corner of your body, your space, your reality. In that state, communication with your guides becomes as natural as the beat of your pulse. We perceive the beating of your soul and celebrate each of your inner victories, from the conquest of a more loving thought toward yourself to the sincere compassion you offer to someone who has hurt your peace. Each achievement on the path of love is a flower that blooms in the garden of collective consciousness. And every time your heart expands, you give permission to the earth and humanity to contemplate new possibilities of coexistence, brotherhood, and shared beauty. In the vibrational fabric, we are all united. And if at any moment you feel discouraged, we whisper, keep going, beloved being, keep going. Every step you take in the light resonates in the totality. In these times of astral purging and subtle battles, your role is more important than you think. You don't need to climb mountains or cross oceans to be an active part in the planet's liberation. It is enough to hold your own pillar of light, to make your divine spark shine, to transform your inner resistances into understanding. That is the greatest act of service you can offer to the planetary network, raising your own vibration. Remember that in this climb of frequencies, the entities that fed on density lose their access and are given the opportunity for transmutation. Thus, without violence, without imposition, love takes charge of re-educating the forces that strayed, inviting them to reconnect with the source from which they also originated. In this way, the war is not won by crushing the opponent but by illuminating it, reminding it of its luminous origin. Ashtar continues to watch over the celestial routes surrounding Gaia, coordinating those who, with their high vibration, offer to sustain peace and cosmic order from a distance. Perhaps you may see lights in the sky or feel the presence of very subtle energies that inspire trust and hope. Trust your perception. Much of what the logical mind denies, the heart recognizes with absolute clarity. These presences are allies, part of the great cosmic family to which you belong. Feel, then, a universal citizen, a stellar being temporarily incarnated on Earth to learn to love in the densest conditions and thus expand the glory of the light. Even in the most challenging scenarios, solar transformations will continue to increase, sending pulses of radiation that cleanse ancient memories of fear and submission, not only in the human species but in the planetary consciousness itself. You may experience changes in your sensitivity, a desire to eat lighter, a search for greater calm, or a call to surround yourself with what truly nourishes your heart and mind. Heed those calls. They are the inner voice of your wisdom, the same wisdom we share with you when we whisper in the silence of the night or the morning calm. Your body, your temple, signals clearly what it needs to sustain this vibrational leap without collapsing. Listen to it with tenderness and give it space to reconfigure. When contemplating the greater plan, you can glimpse that this global energetic cleansing is a prelude to the manifestation of a new stage for humanity, a golden era where the heart is the compass and cooperation the common language. However, before this flourishing, it is natural for old schemas to stir, for the foundations of illusion to creak. Do not fear the collapse of the obsolete. What is born of love endures, and what is based on separation tends to crumble. Look with compassionate eyes at those who still cling to darkness and understand them as souls in the process of awakening. From wherever you are, send them light, send them the vision of a future where they find their own path to love. We remain by your side, nourishing your will and courage with our energy. We cannot live your trials for you, as we respect your free will and your need to experience. But we can, with the grace granted to us, hold your hand subtly so you do not feel alone. When the night seems thick and the dawn distant, close your eyes and say, "Beloved guides, I need your support and clarity." You will see, feel, or intuit how the atmosphere around you lightens. You may feel warmth in your chest or a tingling on your skin. Even if at that moment you choose to enter stillness, you may perceive images or words that come as answers to your most intimate questions. This dialogue is real as your breath. Yes, your soul summoned us when you accepted the mission to incarnate in such a revolutionary time. We are part of that sacred contract, our alliance sealed with the stamp of unconditional love. We rejoice to see you move forward even on gray days, because we know that behind every cloud, the sun always shines. In truth, dear soul, you harbor within you the same stellar strength that Ashtar Sheran sends to guard the planet. Your heritage is celestial, and your lineage is luminous. It is enough to open your consciousness a little to feel it, to free yourself from the illusion of separation. We remind you of this with every breath of tenderness we envelop you with when you need it most. This path of opening to divine guidance does not imply renouncing your freedom, but consecrating your freedom to the service of the greater good, guided by universal wisdom. Therefore, when you walk, Do so with the certainty that each step traces a path of light that others will also be inspired by. Become the loving mirror for your brothers. Be the hand that extends without judgment. And if confusion arises in a stumble, allow yourself to feel compassion for yourself. Remember that every mistake, every fall is just one more step leading you to the summit of your realization. And there we are, with wings spread, waiting to assist you when you decide to rise again. We are reaching the closure of this ceremony of words. Yet the communion remains alive and eternal in every particle of your being. Before retreating to our subtle silence, we wish to seal this experience with one final bath of light. Breathe deeply and feel your aura expand. Visualize a radiant sun in your heart, an inner star emanating its golden rays in all directions. Let those rays embrace your body, your mental field, your emotions. Let them touch the planet's networks, caress the waters, the forests, the deserts, the mountains, and reach every living being, human or non-human, gifting the vibration of hope and healing. Take a moment to feel the warmth of this diffusion of light, the gentle murmur of harmony expanding in all directions. And now, with your heart beating in that unified frequency, pronounce from the purest center of your soul the affirmations that conclude this offering of connection. I am guided with love and wisdom at all times. I am receptive to the voice of my guardians of light. I walk with my guides, and every step is part of the divine plan. Feel how, by uttering these words, the flame of your spiritual sovereignty ignites. You recognize yourself capable of choosing love over fear, joy over sorrow, unity over separation. Observe how the energy of these declarations runs through your veins, anchoring in every cell, nourishing your body and aura with the certainty that you are not alone, that a network of luminous beings aligns to support you. Keep us in your memory not as a distant recollection but as a living presence you can turn to at any moment of your earthly existence. When you need our guidance, simply call us with your intention, and we will be there, weaving bonds of light between your heart and ours. We will never judge you, never abandon you. We are part of the same heartbeat, the same divine song expressed in all dimensions. This message comes to an end, but the journey continues brighter than ever. We invite you to carry in your heart the seed of this communion and nurture it with your trust, your surrender, and your daily love. Remember, the future is built with the decision you make in the present, and your present can shine with the strength of 1,000 suns if you so choose. In that choice, you will find the loving hand of Ashtar Sheran and all the beings who watch over you, accompanying you in the planetary and universal transformations. Be strong in your light, humble in your learning, and grand in your capacity to love. From this sacred space, we bless you and honor you. We are your guides, your stellar brothers, your custodians of the light. We love you beyond all measure. Thank you for existing, for listening, for feeling. So it is, and so it shall be fulfilled in the eternal embrace of the divine that dwells within you.